Welcome back for another video. I'm Eharbad, a free-to-play endgame player in Raid Shadow Legends. So I was actually meant to be on a trip this weekend, but I managed to injure my leg and had to cancel the trip, or kind of postpone it. So we're here, we're playing Raid. We've actually been out for a few drinks, back home, got a few things to get sorted. We basically have this advanced quest. It's the second time I've already had it in what, 3 days of having advanced quests. And my intention had been to go through and either fuse Justicia, because we actually need to do that as part of the Arbiter missions. However, I do not have a Diabolist. I do not have a Spirit Host. And I do not have an Heiress. Now you might say, well, why haven't you been farming those stages to get them? Well, I have been. So I've been farming Durham Forest, and I've now got 5 greybeards, but I cannot get a Spirit Host to drop. Over the last week, I've been farming Palace of Aravia. I've had between 7 and 8 Avengers drop. I have 0 Heiress. And I did a reasonable amount of Brimstone Path, predominantly on normal, to be honest. I haven't done a lot of Brimstone Path yet. I've been focusing on the less efficient stages first, but I also don't have a Diabolist, so it doesn't matter how much I've been trying. I think I've put probably around 4,000 energy over the last 4 days into those stages, particularly Durham Forest and Palace of Aravia. Cannot get the drop at all. Doesn't matter what I do, just can't do it. So then I thought, what about Broadmoor? And I could fuse one of these rares here. But I looked into it, and it's actually quite a lot of resources for me at this stage to put 4 3-star 30s fully ascended at this point in time. That's a lot of resources, and I'm not interested in doing it, to be honest. So it's led me to look at this Void Shard. I have 2 of them. We do have an event on. We could get a 10x on the Man-Eater. We could get a Reho. Or we could get a random rare. Who knows? But I do think we need 1 Void Champion on the account, such that we're able to do the quests. I would say overall, Man-Eater would help me catch up with the rest of the content creators who are doing the challenge. But the reality is, I think it would detract quite a lot from the interest in the account. And I think what will be more interesting in terms of content will be actually showing that we can progress through Land Boss without having the optimum champions or without doing an unkillable. So it's kind of like, obviously it'd be great to get a Man-Eater, but at the same token, it probably wouldn't. So anyway, we need to pull 1 shard, so I'm able to finish off the quest. So let's see what we get. And it is rare. Could be Cold Heart? No, it's none other than Mr. Ash the Harrier. Oh, what a terrible champion. I was hoping at least if we picked up a rare, it might be Cold Heart, someone like that, someone that would have use, but it isn't. I think what we'll do is we'll include the shard pull as part of a bigger video tomorrow. So what I'll do is I'll just run the rest of my energy that I need to do. We'll pick this up in the morning. I'll add in a bit of kind of a review of where we've gone and what we've been doing. For you, it'll be as if nothing happened. Right, we're back and it's the next day, and I thought we'll start by going through a catch-up of screenshots to see what I've been doing over the last few days, and then we can jump into the game and see how things are actually going. Right, so commensurate with what I was saying, this is an example of me farming Palace of Aravia, getting another Avenger, not getting the Heiress. This was from the 18th, so a few days ago now, but it's a fine example of how it just kept happening to me. This was my PB on normal at the time, so we're beginning to increase our damage. We've kicked on a little bit since then. This is on the 19th, so 2 days ago in the morning. I then prioritised trying to increase our faction war stars, just because I had time to do it and we had some champions, and I thought, I might as well try and get as many stars as possible and get as far as possible across all the faction crypts that I can. So we 3-starred Bannerlords with Rhonda really carrying the rest of the team, and a bit of protection from Valerie and healing from Commander. We also managed a 3-star stage 4 and stage 5. We could only manage the 2-star on stage 6, but we were unable to do the boss. That was a step too far. We then massively increased our damage on the clan boss. This is even on normal, and you can see we're putting out good damage there with Frozen Banshee, Outlaw Monk, and Aethel really carrying the show with 2.6 million. It's how important it is to have masteries on one of your champions. The sheer amount of damage you get from either War Master or Giant Slayer paired with Lifesteal means you're able to stay alive for a lot longer than you would otherwise. There's no way you can have any kind of quality of healing comparable to Lifesteal with War Master. Then this was the first day I completed all of my advanced quests. It was the second day that I'd had advanced quests open. The first day I had advanced quests open, I was unable to complete it for one particular reason, and that was I didn't have a Void champion for the 4 affinities, which obviously is why we pulled the Void shard. I then unlocked Sans Devil, and I'm like, absolutely no interest to be in there. It's an easy skip for me. We then did kick on the Sacred Order, got to stage 10. That was a pretty hard clear to even get the 1-star. It was not easy at all. We got double Skull Crusher in the 3rd wave. They're starting to get a lot stronger, and my Aethel still not really geared that well. We finally managed to get ourselves a pair of speed boots. Again, we've been farming a lot of energy into Palace of Aravia, and we've managed to now get 2 pairs of 5-star speed boots. It's not been easy at all, but we got to do it. So we just keep on trying. We then did invest 500 gems to unlock the gem mine. So as everyone says, infinite gems. It does take quite a while to actually repay us. So I think I'm undecided whether with my next set of gems, whether I'm going to unlock masteries on my second champion, who will likely be my second 6-star, or I'll keep ranking up the gem mine. I need to make that decision over the next couple of days. We then managed a new PB on easy. So we're really managing to ramp up the damage that we're doing. Really, it just shows the power of having a 6-star in Lifesteal. And the reality is, if we get his second champion 6-star in Lifesteal with War Master or Giant Slayer, I think we'll be on the road to hitting at least 1 keying hard. This was a perfect representation of how many greybeards I keep getting. Rather than feed them, I just thought it would be funny to put them in as faction guardians, even though I don't actually have any skinwalkers. I want to see if I can fill up this entire faction guardian before I get a single spirit host. We're halfway there. We managed to farm a bit of Undead Horde, only stage 2, but a level 27 4-star Frozen Banshee, not the best wave clearer there is, not even in Lifesteal currently. There's a limit to what she can do. So even just picking up those glyphs, the forge materials at these very low stages, not worth that much, but they're still better than nothing. They will bring you a bit of positive silver when you do craft the gear, but the glyphs are definitely worth picking up. We then bought our very first Drexar fragment yesterday. I actually should have bought it on the 20th. On the 19th, I should have bought it, but I didn't. So we'll be 1 day behind where we could have been. It is what it is. We managed this morning to finish the Dungeon Divers, at least the part that I cared about, which was getting the Ancient Shard. Ordinarily, I wouldn't be really pushing Dungeon Divers at all because the rewards are just not worth it. But I was farming campaign anyway, and because we're still relatively low level, we're getting easier events and tournaments by and large. So this was something I was able to complete without really making too much effort to do so. And obviously picking up another Ancient Shard at this point is well worth it. We then did make our Miscreated Monster a 5-star. After that, I then have decided this morning that I would do a bit of regearing, finally actually improve the builds across my champions, as we now have at least enough gear that we can start to make the builds a bit more impactful. Redid Aethel, we redid Rhonda. She's now in the second set of Lifesteal. I do kind of want to use her in a multitude of areas, so having her in that gear will help us. And that's mostly because until I have Warmaster on someone like Frozen Banshee, putting her in a lifesteal is really actually going to do nothing. At this stage, she does almost no damage. So there's very little for her to actually heal off, whereas Rhonda has a really good AoE ability. So she's actually able to get benefit from that lifesteal currently. I then kicked on with the Night Revenants faction war that was open today, managed to 3-star stage 1 and 3-star stage 2. It's quite hard to protect a level 1 naked common, but we managed to do it. To stage 3, we only managed to get the 2-star, and then we managed to kick on all the way to stage 6, but only with a 1-star thereafter. Just try and see if I could kick on Spider's Den a bit. We'd only done up to stage 5, I think, previously. Then we went back, did a new PB on Demon Lord when it reset today. Not quite the 1 key though. We were 100k short of the 1 key, and I think actually if I'd just kept Outlaw Monk instead of Rhonda, we would have actually had the 1 key. But I wanted to see with the new build whether Rhonda could start to be impactful, and not yet is the answer. We then also finished the hard campaign at long last. I know I've been a bit slow to do it, but I had no real reason to do it any quicker, but we've now done that. We also reached Silver 4 in Arena, gone to stage 10 on Spider's Den, and were rewarded for our hard graft with a single brew. That's classic raid right there. My complete lack of TM control is a bit of a problem, so 5 minutes 12 seconds is not a quick run. I wouldn't be confident that it's necessarily even 100%. Oh well, it is what it is. And that is us caught up. So we'll jump back to the game where we've actually just run a second Spider's 10. At least we're able to get a solitary piece of jewelry, which is better than the brew. I probably won't be running too much more in that. So if we jump into the Spiders, the reality is it's not worth me putting much energy into this at the moment. I don't have a very quick Spider's 10 clear. I don't have TM control that I'd need to make that a quick run. I think if I had Diabolist in, it would be significantly better, it'd be giving me the increased speed, and a little bit of TM exchange would help massively. But we don't yet have the Diabolist because our luck on farming the campaign rares has been atrocious. In any case, the amount of energy I'd need to get any kind of return, be it through tournament placement or the side rewards, I don't think it's worth it. The classic arena, however, I'm going to keep trying to get as many points as I can. We do need to be farming medals for our Great Hall, and if I were able to finish top 2 and get some of this Relentless, it could be pretty good. Otherwise, anything in the gems and energy section would also be a really good return for me. So that's something that I'm going to keep trying on. We do have a Dragon tournament dropping tomorrow. Again, I'm not going to get massively distracted by it. If there's some easy return on investment I can get, either from the side reward, something particularly interesting, or more likely from a tournament placement finish, then I will try that. It will also give me an opportunity to see how much further I can push in Dragon, as I basically haven't been doing any dungeons unless I've been directed to by missions. Most critically of all, though, our plan, if you remember in the last video, was to do our 6-star at the beginning of the champion training, get all of the CBC points, and see if we were able to then get a top finish. Now, the sad thing is, because we're on a lower bracket, this is not Legendary Relentless, it is Epic. However, it is 6-star, and I'm hoping within the 6 pieces that we've got something at least reasonable, because the sheer stat quality of this gear could be enormous for the account. Picking up a rare tome, never too bad. it is a bit of a shame that we get rare tome here versus epic and epic when you're in the higher bracket. At least I'm pretty sure it's epic and epic. It's definitely epic up there. So not ideal, but it is what it is. In the higher tier, is that maybe not even a legendary? Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Let's collect that. We get another 5 Pythian fragments, not that we can actually do anything with it, because we're not going to get enough. But we were able to get some, hopefully, really quite good gear. Now let's see. No, is the answer. I mean, I'd be hoping we just get a couple of rolls in accuracy, because then that would help me on the accuracy side of things. But this is not a good piece overall. It doesn't either give you the strong defensive stats, so if there's like speed ac HP percent, or speed ac resistance, or even HP percent res and accuracy, I'd be happy. But or if if we're going to go crit damage and ac, then this really needs to be speed or crit rate. But we've got a bit of a split of stats, so it's not great. Then here we've got also a split of stats. So we've got 2 kind of defensive oriented ones, and then attack percent. Like, these are really bad pieces of gear so far. So we're really going to hope that the last 4 are better. And our top row ones are the ones that have the highest chance. At least we've got crit rate, but no speed on any of the pieces so far. Crit rate gloves is pretty good. The subs are awful again. Flat attack chest and HP percent boots. We have not got a speed substat on a single piece. Honestly, the RNG on this account has been, I've never seen anything quite so bad. I need to show you some of the gear, but like, it's absolutely atrocious. But if we look at like the gear we've been getting, it's not been good. Like, if we even just look at the forge stuff, we've got no speed. I mean, this is actually a decent piece, but no speed there. We double rolled attack percent. Here, nothing. A 4-star with a speed sub, so we do have a bit of speed there. Here, we managed to double roll flat defense. Here, nothing again of speed. Here, we managed to get 1 speed sub. And it goes on throughout all of my gear. There's like 1 or 2 pieces that are kind of okay. All of these gloves and chests, mostly awful. We have 1 speed boots. Double res, that can be interesting in the future, but that's kind of it. And then we got a 4-star speed boots there. But overall, I mean, we've really not had luck. I know some of the other guys have been getting like really, really epic pieces with like double, triple rolls on speed, and that's not been my experience. I've been getting triple HP percent, for instance. So it's not been great. I'm even using a 4-star shield at the moment just because it triple rolled on crit damage, and it's actually a slightly better piece overall. So this is where we are now. But we've got very little gear, so it really tails off. I haven't even got a decent chest to put on Miscreated Monster, for instance. So we're just having to make do with pretty ropey gear, basically. I don't know, the luck has been unbelievably bad. We don't have currently a speed booster or a speed lead to use in arena or throughout dungeon running, so that's also a bit of a problem for us. This is the roster as we currently have it, so we're basically mostly running off this set of 7 champions here. Janoru has been woeful. I have absolutely no interest in using her, to be honest. I do want to get Armiger going, but I just don't have the gear yet to even be able to build him. Like, there's no way I can get a bit of accuracy, speed, and 100% crit rate. I just don't have the gear at the moment. So even though I keep farming campaign, keep trying to get the gear from there, we've just not been having the drops. So like, if we go to 5-star gear and we start saying, well, what have I been trying to get? I've been trying to get speed boots. We managed to get 2 from campaign after a lot of runs. I've been trying to get some crit rate gloves in crit rate set when I've been trying to farm for the spirit host. We've only managed 2 of them, so neither of them hit speed. But we've been farming a lot and we've only hit 2. I've been wanting HP percent and defense percent chests. How many of those have I managed to hit? 4 No speed, no speed, no speed, and I haven't rolled this one up yet. So, it's not going well on the gear front at all. And it's not going well on getting the campaign rares either. But we're just going to keep on going. I mean, that's all we can do, right? We still need to get these champions. I'm actually going to give up a little bit on stage 4 and 6 for the time being because I want to kick on and now unlock brutal stage 12-3. So that's what I'm going to do with the rest of the energy today. I hadn't bothered doing it previously, but now that I can put some levels into Miscreated, it seems like a good time to do it. Then we can start farming 12-3, try and get that Babalist that will help us in having an increased speed, which I think will be pretty important for us in terms of pushing dungeons when we need to. So the only other thing I really want to do today is try and see if I can get to level 40 and unlock Doom Tower. I think we have like 5 days before Doom Tower resets, so if I'm unable to do it today, I actually have a little bit of time to try and push on and get some extra resources from there, and also some extra materials to be able to forge some more gear and hope that we have a bit better luck, because at the moment we're very much up against it. It's going to be hard graft. Right then, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.